Why do you think Phoebe Cates wasn't a bigger star, CR?
I don't know. I mean, I don't really know what she was. I mean, we're really curious to go through and find out like what parts she might have been up for.
I snuck into the theater for Paradise with Willie Ames a year later. A Blue Lagoon ripoff with Phoebe. I think she had a lot of regrets after the fact about that movie. But yeah, I just think people really liked her, and for some reason she got typecast because she also was in private school.
It's pretty impossible.
Then you can't get out of
to
it.
go from being like, when you look at like Jennifer Jason Leigh's career, for instance, like that is astonishing that she is still like, she's on Fargo last year or this year or whatever.
Hateful Eight, she's in Fargo.
Yeah, to go from that. So she's basically
Mal was out on her after Single White Female because she killed the dog. Mal never recovered. Even if it was an actress and it was a fake movie.
Thought we might make it through one Rewatchables without mentioning some terrible fate befalling an animal. But no. You know, actually, when Stacey and Rad are going through the photos, we do get the casual, needless mention of the dead family pets. Could have done without it.
Nothing made my wife more upset in a movie ever than the puppy getting pushed out the window in Single White Female. And I include all other things that have happened in all other movies. It was the most tragic thing that's ever happened.
Awful.
That poor puppy. Anyway.
Awful.
I interrupted you.
No, I think we were trying to figure out what happened to Phoebe Cates.
Well, she got married to Kevin Kline and then she had kids. And I think she just...
Seems like she's had a chill life. Yeah.
She was in that weird Alan Cumming movie when he's married to Jennifer Jason Leigh, ironically, and they have the party. Came out in the early 2000s. They have like this party and like all hell breaks loose and people start getting in fights with each other.
She was in Gremlins. She was in Drop Dead. Like
Gremlins was a big one. Yeah, I mean, like, so that was her big one.
The anniversary party, is that what you're talking about? Yeah.
Interesting movie. Her and Kelly Preston want to redo those careers.
So when you watch Stranger Things, which obviously is set in the 80s.
Yeah.
And we've got, sequences that are set at a video store and you walk in and it's like, there's a cardboard cutout of Linda, of Phoebe Cates in the bathing suit coming out of the pool in this movie, right?
I needed Mal to bring this up because we need to talk about it. Okay, great.
I'm prepared.
You can do Great Shot Gordo this time.
I actually have a few other contenders for Great Shot Gordo, but they also all involve sex. Yeah. Really all of Stranger Things season 3, like the setting at the mall, obviously that's not like, horny and sexed up like this, but the pool sequences with Billy, like the number of nods and allusions to specifically Phoebe Cates in Fast Times and how defining that would be for a generation of young people. Like the Brad jerking off in the bathroom, fantasizing about Linda, wet, drenched, stepping out of the pool, unbuttoning, unlatching, unfastening her bathing suit top.
Her red bikini.
This is like one of the most iconic stretches in the history of film, and I would like to ask you both today. Is this the moment, the number one moment in the history of cinema that young men getting to know their own bodies and also cinema history have jerked off to over the course of time?
Puberty HGH?
Is this number one?
That's a good question.
I'm so glad you brought this up and I didn't have to, so I didn't seem pervy. I think it's the most important nude scene of all time.
Wow.
Yeah, I do.
Oh my God.
I wasn't prepared for this, so I'm trying to think like...
This
That's on you, honestly.
In the research... The actual research on the blockbusters and the video stores, they said that this movie got paused so often on the Phoebe Cates. The tape started to wear on the VHS tapes when you rented it.
Yeah.
No, it was I don't know what would be another one. I mean, there was like famous nude scenes like Lacey Underall and Caddyshack. You can go all the way through. But,
Jamie Lee Curtis and Trading Places.
This was the famous one.
Yeah.
But it's weird because you also have to watch Judge Reinhold jerking off. So it's a gamut of emotions.
Great scene.
To watch a guy in a fucking... Is he wearing the pirate's hat or did he take it off?
Can you guys keep it down? I've got some work to do. Indeed.
He's got some work to do.
Brad's got some work to do.
Linda's sitting on the diving board.
Oh my God.
Were there not locks on doors in suburban homes in Southern California in 1982?
Apparently not.
What's going on there?
Apparently
not.
The thing is, back then, they just
Brad?
let everything roll right off their back. They're like, you know what? We caught Brad jerking it, but it's okay.
Yeah, we'll just maybe there are Q-tips elsewhere in this house.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt like there was no follow-up scene. Like
this was it's great that there wasn't social media because Brad would not have lived this down.
Yeah, tough one for Brad.
Hashtag pool house jerker like hashtag.
But it's like we talked about in the past. There just wasn't a lot of porn back then, and there wasn't a lot of nudity, and
All right,
just in
counterpoint.
general.
Have you seen Spicoli's bedroom? There wasn't a lot of porn.
But that's what I mean. There was
magazines, nudie mags.
There was no internet.
There wasn't an internet, and like tapes were hard to come by.
So the fact that
so you hear this is so
any
you hear.
nude scene in a mainstream movie carried pretty extra weight.
Yeah.
You know.